Today we're in Wabash County, Illinois, just a few hundred feet from the Little Wabash River. Christy and I are spending some time with my mom and dad this weekend. When Dad saw that I had Johnny's Artillian Grapple along, he was pretty eager to come over here and finish cleaning up this brush pile. I was all for that idea. I don't get too many chances to work with Dad anymore, and I really value them at this point. So in this video, you're going to see Dad and I working together. Occasionally, you'll see a glimpse of my mom. We're also going to talk some about the uniqueness of this particular little 5-acre plot where we're working. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we get started on this project. Turns out there weren't very many huge pieces of wood left after the previous fires, so we had them gathered up and piled in this little pile in, well, no time. So most of the time we're going to spend here today is going to be picking up the smaller pieces, leveling it out, well, just having a good time together. Now this farmland is not as good as what we might see in central Illinois and central Indiana, where Christy and I currently live, but I would say it's probably the best farmland that my dad and brother and Randall farm. They've been farming this property for several years, but recently my brother Tom had the opportunity to purchase it. Now coming up, you're going to see a few scenes that probably mean a lot more to me than what they will to you. But maybe after I explain, you'll have a better understanding. You're going to be seeing us light the fire with an empty seed corn sack. I'd really like to know how many seed corn sacks Dad has lit on fire. I can tell you that there's a prescribed Dad way of doing it. It's a multi-layer bag. You tear the inside layer back and you fold it down inside the bag. Then you light only that inside layer.
See if you can get that lit, Tim. I just can't bend over the line.
Okay. Here, I'll get in there. You see, by lighting that one layer way down in the bag, you protect yourself from the wind.
Oh, wow.
So we're here at the farm for the first time since COVID. Dad's got me working on a brush pile here. I had no idea where we were going, Dad. I thought we were going a totally different place, and you started out driving, and here we ended up way back here.
Put it down there, around where I'll be up the field. That's the time.
I don't know, I may have lost it.
No, you didn't. May have done it smoking in it.
No, I got flames, I believe.
Yeah, you got fun. You're going to be in good shape.
That diesel will catch here pretty soon. Whew, I succeeded. Boy, that was high pressure. Dad would have been disappointed if I forgot how to light that fire with a seed sack. Yeah, you are. Come on over here. Well, that's what diesel does for a fire.
It don't boom like gasoline, but it's better.
Yeah, it's a lot safer than gasoline to use for a fire. I probably better back Johnny up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this area here is, there's a 5-acre area here that's, well, it's got a story, and it's government regulation run amok is what it is. Before we ever farmed this field, before my family was ever involved at all, there was 5 acres of brush here. This would have been late 80s probably. And the government made some sort of a rule that you couldn't clear any brush to farm low-lying land like this. Never mind that it's outside a levee, it's a protected levee. River's on the other side of the levee, this protected field. The former landowner, the one that owned it at the time, he cleared it anyway. And he was going to farm it, and he got in all kinds of trouble for that. So there is a 5-acre square property here that would be wonderful, wonderful farmland that cannot be farmed because the government says so. So there was some brush in here and stuff, and these guys just want to try to keep it cleaned up. I don't know, just keep it looking better and keep it from losing control again. But yeah, this is kind of a sad story. This could feed a lot of families right here, this little 5-acre plot. You buy a piece of land and then the government tells you you can't use it. They essentially devalued the property to zero. This land has zero value except for farmland. So they essentially took it away from the landowner. And that decision was made in Washington, D.C., somewhere that probably never even seen any farmland. Well, that little grapple actually helped.
I tried to do it with this bucket. All I got was grass and dirt and a few chunks, but I couldn't get them in there without putting the dirt with it, and I knew it wouldn't burn. This here will burn good, and it'll burn down to nothing probably.
I can back drag over it a little bit and get some of that sorted through a little bit better than you can. I pick it up and shake a little bit on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure this was a pile here. I may dig a little here to see if there's any buried.
Okay, this was a brush pile that's been around for a long time.
Well, they tore some brush out right here when they built that shelf for the levee.
Okay.
So it was burned out, see, a couple of times. And now then I'm trying to finish it up, get it where it can be sewed down in fescue or something.
Yeah, something that's more, just looks better and will stay better and not get brushed so bad. Yeah. You said they redid the levee.
Yeah. You can see that little shelf along the inside or the outside of it here.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's like kind of a driving path right along the side of the levee.
And it also bermed up the levee. See, it fixed it so it wouldn't leak as bad at the bottom.
Okay.
And farmers built that. My dad helped build it originally with horses.
They built it with horses and pull scrapers.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Most of it. They had some diggers, I think, but they moved the dirt, a lot of it with horses.
Wow.
Now then the farmers came in and they built this shelf on it. You can see back over this way, it goes way around that way, as far as you can see.
Yeah.
I've not been up to the other end of it. I don't know where it stops.
Dad calls it a shelf, and that shelf allows you to drive along it, and if they ever need to do any maintenance, they've got essentially a driveway right along the side of the levee. Now, I assume that they mow that every year or two.
Yeah, I think they'll be buying mowed pretty soon, probably.
Yeah, I saw that, because they don't want any trees growing on it. Their tree roots will weaken the levee.
Yeah, they'll probably use bush hog mower or something, whirling mower that'll cut those trees down.
It's pretty steep. It would take 3 weeks to mow this with Vinny. I mean, we drove a mile just to get back to this field on that shelf. So this is quite a remote location. Well, you're going to stir up some more of this with your bucket, and then I'll see if I can find any more with the grapple.
You got most of that over there where the heat's getting to you.
I hope so. I don't have a cabin air conditioning.
I'll shut my door and turn on the air conditioner.
Yeah, I'll feel better that way.
I'm going to scatter a little of this dirt here, and maybe I can uncover some more stumps and trunks and stuff that need to be on the fire.
We weren't really in need of any fire today. It's plenty warming up without it.
I should talk just a minute about the third function kit that we got on this new 1025R. This is the first time we've been able to use that new kit, and as you know, in the past we've always had a diverter kit from Artillian.com. From our prior few videos, you've seen some examples of how it's different from a plumbing standpoint. The biggest difference there is that the third function stays on the tractor, whereas the Artillian diverter kit stays on the loader. In this episode, we're going to talk a little about the function. A big selling point of a third function over a diverter is that you can operate two functions at the same time. With a diverter, since you're electronically switching, you can obviously only operate one of the two functions you're diverting at any given time. In practice, this third function doesn't operate with any other function at the same time. The curl takes priority over the clamp, so in reality it feels more like a diverter in a sense than our diverter does. With a diverter, I can push and release the button quickly to switch between clamp and curl without moving the lever at all, resulting in pretty efficient, even if a bit jerky, movement. Additionally, the third function is electronically actuated, so it's either a yes or no. Either you are clamping or you're not. There's no ability to feather. Open or close your grapple slowly. So which one would I recommend? The Deere third function kit is difficult to install. Based on that alone, I would recommend that if you're adding a third function to an existing tractor that you've already got, I would use an Artillian diverter kit. If you're buying a 1025R or other 1 Series new, I would suggest getting the Deere third function kit, because once you get over the install hurdle, it's a little bit cleaner install. We'll probably get this question repeatedly over the next several months or years, so I'll try to write up a web article with this similar information and check there to see if my opinions have changed. Who knows, after a few months I may think differently. We have a lot of similar articles on our website as well. Check them out on tractortimewithtim.com.
There's a few of them buried in the dirt a little bit, so Dad's digging and I'm kind of digging a little bit too to see if we can find any of those. I've got one here. They're not real big ones, so they're hard for me to pick up, but the grapple is really helping to dig them out. Some of this stuff's getting pretty rotten already. I don't know that it'll be much of a problem. I'm not sure that most of these are worth worrying about. They're light and rotten anyway.
I'm just going to get it loose and then I'll spread it, then I'll try to smooth it off.
Okay. I think our camera people are going to leave us. We're going to have to work without a camera.
I don't know whether we can do that or not.
I don't know either. That's going to be...
I've never done that without a camera.
No, you know, you're always used to being a celebrity, right? And so, yeah, just a little grapple work, and it's, of course, it had already been burned once or maybe even twice before. I don't know. How many times did you burn this?
I have burned it once, but I think somebody else burned it once or twice.
Okay, but I believe you're going to get her this time. I believe whatever's left, we got
this
it.
looks like it'll burn this time.
And yeah, the 580 has done a lot of work here, and well, little Johnny was able to help out more than I thought he could. I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
I'm glad you had your grapple with you. That helped pick up a lot of that stuff. I just can't get it with the buckets.
Yeah, yeah, I've been trying to convince you. You need a grapple.
Well, yeah, I guess I do.
I could probably point you to a place or two that you might be able to get one.
That's the way it is.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
After the cameras left, we got it all smoothed out. It's ready to have seed sown on it at this point.